Hey y'all, this is my last video for today. I, at least I hope it is anyway. But I want to talk about self-love. So self-love is very important. Um, it's very important that you start to learn to spend time with yourself. You learn to really get to know yourself, because it's not until you really get to know yourself, who you are, what you want, your values, that you really be able to kind of see things and view things differently. You understand things on another level when you start to pay attention to yourself, and you start to move differently, whatnot. Self When you have a relationship with yourself, you know what you want, then less likely you're likely to deal with people that don't know what they want. Or on the flip side, when you know what you want, because you've spent time with yourself and you know yourself, people from the outside, anything outside of yourself, if it don't fall in line with you, then you will let it go. No matter how it feels to you, how bad you might want it, you learn to let it go, because you're like, nah, this don't line up with where I'm trying to go, what I'm trying to do, how I feel. You learn to let it go. And when you start to get on this self-love journey, this self-love campaign, it's not for other people, it's for yourself. Because how can you have a relationship with anybody outside yourself if you don't have a relationship with you? Or how could you have, you won't even know God if you don't know yourself. How can you know? You won't know nothing, okay? Sometimes we get so wrapped up in learning about other people, and we need to really be learning and learning ourselves and trying to understand ourselves and know what we want. We get so caught up on what other people want that we forget to remember what we want, because this journey is about you first, and you mastering you understanding you. You got to take care of you first. So self-love is a form of self-care, which equals a form of healing thyself, right? So a lot of times we look for people outside ourselves to fill voids, or to give us certain things, or make us feel fulfilled. But really, we should be looking within ourselves, not outside ourselves. So a lot of times, people want to play, like you get into multiple relationships, dating, and you really ain't ready, because if you don't know yourself, you don't know what you want. So you out here looking for stuff, hoping that it's going to fulfill you, it's going to fill that void, when really you should be looking for things within yourself, and no matter how many people, how many men, how many women you encounter, you date, they'll never be enough. Because guess what? They're going to reflect you, because you don't feel like you're enough. And you're never going to feel like you're enough, because you haven't even started to focus on yourself. So you have to be able to heal. And when I say heal, meaning you start to reflect. You start to come one with yourself. You start to get in quiet places. You start to think about and reflect on life. What do I want? What do I really need? What issues do I really have? Why do I feel so rejected that I feel like I need other people to come in to save me or to do something for me. What can I do for myself? And then you find out, you know what, I don't even know myself. What is it that I want? You know, and then when you start to know yourself, you start rejecting other stuff. And you stop feeling less rejected. You know, because as long as you running from yourself, you're going to always feel rejected. And you're going to always look for other people, other women, other men to give you something that you're not giving yourself. And then they end up disappointing you because you haven't stopped to give it a chance, give yourself a chance to give it to yourself. You know, so, I mean, it's deep, y'all. You really have to learn how to focus on you and stop looking for people outside of you and things, because can't nobody save you but you. You know, sometimes we want, you know, we look up to mommy, daddy, you know, for them to save us. In actuality, they can't. Only you can save you. Only you. You know, it's just like going to heaven or whatnot, or whatever you believe in, heaven and hell. It is what it is. Can't nobody go but you. Can't nobody. You can't pull nobody else. You can't make nobody else go nowhere. Certain things are only for you. Only for you and you only. Certain journeys are only for you and you only. Everybody can go on certain journeys. So why are you trying to pick up other things and look for things in yourself through other people? You trying to see yourself through other people when you need to see yourself through you, through within. You know, so like I said, you know, it's a process and it's a learning experience, and sometimes it take a while because it's the hardest thing to do is look at yourself, look at the reflection, look at who you are, try to understand who you are. And it's not an overnight thing. It takes time. It takes months. It takes years. It takes, you know, whatever time you need to get yourself together so you can not be afraid of you, so you can start learning your self-worth and your self-value, and you won't go looking for it in other men or other women. You'll be good. And then another thing is, like I said, when you go to looking with on the outside of yourself instead of within, then you go to attracting things to you, empty things with no purpose, no value, no true meaning, because you don't have that true meaning, you don't have that true knowledge, you don't have that true understanding of self. So everything else gonna be contaminated because you contaminated yourself. So everything you touch is going to be contaminated until you learn to focus on you and you work on you and your heart, because everything has to come out of purity. You know, you have to be pure out of good intentions, because when you go to doing things out of the wrong intentions, connecting to people, dealing with people, drawn to people for the wrong intentions because you want to be validated out of your ego, out of your pride. And we all know a fall come before a man pride. It's gonna destroy you, and people gonna destroy you. But in actuality, you draw those people to you, and you destroying yourself because you refuse to look within, because you looking outside of yourself. So, like I said, it took me a while, you know, to start looking within and understanding my value. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, now I know, you know, I'm all in a bag of chips. So, meaning, if you ain't coming with the dip, you ain't coming with the sauce, we ain't got nothing to talk about. You know, because I understand who I am now. I know who I am. I have built that relationship, and I have worked hard on myself. So ain't no woman, no man gonna do anything to destroy that, to take that from me, because I worked too hard on myself. So when you work on yourself, People can't destroy you. You can't be moved. You're grounded. So when a storm comes, while people getting blown away, you still standing strong. You still standing firm because you know who you are. So can't nobody confuse you. Can't nobody get you off track. Now, not to say that you won't get distracted a little bit, but in the actuality, real deal, when push comes to shove, it's you or them. And 9 out of 10, when you worked on yourself, it's gonna be you. You gonna choose you. Okay? It ain't gonna be nobody else. You know, so like I said, when you value yourself, certain people, toxic people, damaged people, you know, you ain't go deal with it because you work too hard. You know, it's too big of a risk, you know. Too big of a risk. And who wanna risk their happiness, their peace, you know, or risk them getting contaminated for somebody else? It just ain't worth it, you know. You know, so you have to learn how to control your desires of looking at things outside of yourself, wanting stuff, because that's what we want. We always want. You know, but we don't ever want to give. And that's significant for being able to give to yourself. Give to yourself the same stuff, the same love, the same focus you give other people. Give it to yourself, and you will see a world of a difference. You know, a big change. You know, a huge shift in perceptions, because you like, you know, when you see people and they selfish, they self-centered, and you like, what is this about? It's because you're selfish and you're self-centered. Okay? Meaning that you're so selfish, you ain't even willing to step back and work on yourself. So you'll give people the damaged part of you. You'll give people half of you because you ain't even loving yourself enough to work on yourself to be the best of you, so you can give people all of you, meaning the whole part of you, not part of you, and the incomplete part of you, and the damaged part of you. You're going to give them the best you, because in the end, you're going to know, hey, I go all in. It's all in and not all. I'm going to give you the best of my ability anyway. You know, and you win. Even if they mishandle you or mistreat you, you know that you gave your best you. So when people do that, you be like, oh, okay, touche, I get it. It is what it is. You played yourself. You hurt yourself. You did it to yourself, because guess what? You didn't value yourself. So with you not valuing me, or the love that I showed, the love that I bring, the care that I give, the time and attention, whatever you invested, okay, whether it was emotionally, physical, whatever, when people don't appreciate that in themselves, they're not going to appreciate it from nobody else. When they don't love themselves, or when you don't love yourself, you can't love nobody else truly. When you don't really know who you are, how you going to know what you want? If you don't understand yourself, how you going to understand somebody else? So it's all about self. It's all about self, and some of y'all really need to learn how to be selfish enough to work on yourself and to give everything that you was given to others to yourself. And then when you start to do that, then you will start to draw different people, different spirits to you. The right people. You end up in the right places. You know, and everything starts to fall in your favor instead of things always falling apart, because you drawn to people that are half people. They not whole, because you ain't whole. So like I said, when you learn to detach from certain things, remove certain things out of your way that don't mean no good, and you'll learn to connect to thyself. Connect to you. Connect to you. So like I said, y'all, I hope this helped. But learn how to love yourself. Put yourself first. Work on yourself. And then true love, things that's supposed to be in your life, wherever you need to be, whatever understanding you need to get, wherever you need, it's going to be met when you learn how to control you, when you learn how to understand you, when you learn how to work on you. Everything else can't help but to fall in line, get in line. You know, it's going to fall in place. So y'all just, like I said, it's a muscle, easier said than done. But in due time, it will come. Y'all have a good one.